Hi, I'm Trenton Gay, CEO of Gold Coast City Marina. Yeah, at Gold Coast City Marina, it's been an interesting time during COVID. The 2 years that it seems to have disappeared out of our lives, but we actually travelled pretty well. The local community was still busy and boating because we weren't too badly impacted by lockdowns. But obviously with the border closures between states, it did have an impact on visiting vessels from down south going on the northern trans run up to the Whitsundays for the winter season, and international boats were impacted, obviously coming and going. But we're starting to see them return internationally again. The phones have started to call from around the globe, so it's really great to hear back from these cruising super yachts that they are coming back into our region. And again, with the movement of boats around the country, they're all going to head north this winter. And during COVID, a lot of people have bought new boats, which we haven't seen yet. So there's going to be a lot of new clients coming up this way with their vessels that were down to south for the last couple of years and not able to visit. So at the moment, we are looking extremely busy for the future, and there's a lot of good jobs coming in and a lot of new customers that we're going to meet, which is going to be exciting, make some new friends. Obviously, there's a few things leading up in the future of our area of Queensland. The 2032 Olympics. It's going to be exciting, but also put a lot of infrastructure into the community as well as visiting boats coming in at that time. So we need to get ready for that. But also we've got the Rugby World Cup in between that too. So there's a couple of big events coming. So things will be there'll be a lot of going on in our area. But from our perspective as a marina, we're getting ready for that growth. In 2007, we bought another block of land, larger than the existing site, for the future growth, and we've been working on those plans for quite a few years, getting ready for what is coming, and the changing size of vessels. So the next yard will cater for boats up to 1,400 tonne out of water. We'll be able to do major jobs in the water as well, with direct access for craneage. But that's where we want to expand our boat building capabilities back on the east coast of Australia, so we can start building, regular builds of super yachts and the maintenance of the big boats, and get them, make them sure we can look after them properly. But part of that will be, getting the right design and the infrastructure in place. But another part of that's going to be getting the staff. So part of what we're doing at the moment is we're starting to help, work with private other companies to get staff into the businesses and grow our workforce naturally, so that we can continue to match that growth within the community. It's a major issue, not just in our industry at the moment, but around the country with people with jobs. We've got some of our lowest unemployment ever, and trying to find people is difficult at the moment. That's why we've engaged with a company called DGT. They're operating from our site, and we call it the Marine Trades Academy. So we're bringing there's programs out there that we can fund through with the government, and to encourage not just kids, but and young adults, or older adults as well, to get into the business, into boat building, and learn a trade. So there's they can be, some of those programs have got them funded for the first 6 months. Some of them it's directed, but also it takes care of the admin through. Our DGT will take care of the administration work. So for the company, they don't have to run all that. They can look after working their business and concentrate on what they do well. And all that support on the side is done by the other company, who will make their dealing with the apprentices and the students a lot easier. Closing the loop. It's a very exciting project that we're embarked on with QUT. It's co-funded by ourselves and the federal government, and they've done a study on the marine environment of a working shipyard, and looking at what materials are used and what can be reused. Not your standard type of recycling, which is everyone can pick metals and woods and things like that. It's all the other materials that go into it and see what can be done with it. And it's been very exciting, because what they found is there's so many parts of the materials we use can be reused, or repurposed for something else. They've gone a fair way through now, and they've just got an extension with the government to do some more research into it. The findings will be released shortly, but we're going to continue working on with them, and to build a yard. We've already put a yard in for that, and we'll expand those facilities It's going to show the rest of the world what can be done, not just in our business, but in any business, how they can improve the way they operate within their own circle of materials, and put as much back into the community afterwards. Yeah, I think generally our area, people are conscious of what they're using and what they're not using and what they reuse. I think in general, most people now, in their business, are getting more conscious about how they operate in the globe, and they want to do the right thing where they can. So, especially with boaties, they want to go on the water. They want clean water. They want to have a clean environment, and so it's flowing on to how we operate. But also, there's a lot of people now. We're dealing with some of the owners. They look at how our business operates and what our credentials are as being our green credentials, and so they'll make a decision on which yard they're going to use because of their, So we've been harvesting water for many years on site and reusing that for our washdowns. We've got one of the largest solar systems on our building, so we run virtually all day. We're running on our own power. We've got a number of other systems in place that we've been doing for 20 years. That to make it, which it all pays out, and we're the only shipyard that's in 2 years or 2 accreditations in a row we've received 100% on our Clean Marina accreditation. With that, and especially on our stage 2, which when we go to the bigger yacht site, we're putting in a lot of, and I can't talk about some of them just yet because they're a bit tricky, but they're also, you don't want to give everything away too early. But there's a lot of things that we're going to put in place there with reticulation of water throughout the site, how we operate, that will change the way we do business on when we're dealing with the boats, and utilising a lot of what the local environment more, so that we can improve the outcome for the vessel, but also the outcome for the environment. A new set of plans coming through today. So the 20 hectares will be developed over a number of stages. There'll be over 50,000 metres of hard stand, and again another 50,000 metres of working undercover areas. And that'll incorporate showrooms and workshops and warehousing, but also the boat building and boat repair. So our big buildings, the big sheds for the super yachts, they'll be 100 metres long and 30 metres high. So we can put them inside, put them inside, close the doors, and do a proper job on them. But also we're going to have the factories attached to the working sheds, so that material can go straight in to the vessel, not having to be trucked around the community. So it'll reduce the impact on the precinct of travel, and we'll be able to it'll make the jobs run more smoothly and be able to finish them on a quicker time, because we'll be reducing any downtime on the job. So, yeah, stage 2. We did an expression of interest recently, which we got some very good response from, and to gain information what size of buildings and what people are looking for within the next stage for themselves. As I say, it's going to be done over a number of stages. It'll be probably over the next 4 years. But we'll start operating with some factories to start with, and then we're building the waterfront to get the lifting machines in place. So we're designing a 1,400 tonner so to be built locally, and once that starts to operate, then we'll be able to handle 4 boats up 70-metre boats at a time in the first stage. So it'll be very exciting.